कम मैम।
अग्निवीर का जोश कहाँ है? अग्निवीर जैसा जोश चाहिए मुझे। रेडी है? स्ट्रेच किया हमने, क्या स्ट्रेच किया, ठीक है। अभी ट्राउंस एंड हीप स्ट्रेच, ठीक है। यहाँ से पूरे ऊपर करो हाथ को।
They come from all parts of the country, but what is common among them is the passion, the dedication, and the motivation to serve in the Indian Army. I have with me Agniveers who have in fact begun training just in the month of January. आप कहाँ से हो और आपका नाम क्या है? और
I'm from Tamil Nadu, Kerala, nearby.
Okay, and did you think you will always join the army? What was your motivation there?
Motivation,
What was your inspiration to join?
inspiration. All of the Indian Army soldiers. We're proud of Indian Army. And at my childhood time. And
அப்பலேருந்தே நீங்க இதுல தான் வரணும்னு நினைச்சிட்டு இருந்தீங்க?
of course, ma'am.
Okay, tell me, आप कहाँ से हो?
मैं अग्निवीर पंकज तिवारी मध्य प्रदेश के जिला रीवा से रहने वाला हूँ।
और आप पहले से ही आर्मी जवान बनना चाहते थे? कौन आपका इंस्पिरेशन रहा? क्या बैकग्राउंड रहा आपका?
मैं गांव में ऐसे हमारे सीनियर जो भैया लोग थे वो अग्निवीर में इंडियन आर्मी में पहले से थे। उनकी कॉम्बैट देख के अच्छा लगता था कि मैं भी जाऊं और अग्निपथ स्कीम आई जिसकी वजह से हम यहाँ हैं आज, तो अच्छा लग रहा है।
प्रोग्राम तो शुरू हो चुकी है, लेकिन जो आपने सोचा था वैसे वाला रिगर है कि कुछ ज्यादा ही है?
जी मिस, नॉर्मल जैसे मतलब हमने ऐसे सोचा नहीं था कि इतना अच्छा होगा, लेकिन बहुत अच्छा है। हमें सीखने को बहुत मिल रहा है। वेपन ट्रेनिंग और जो ड्रिल वगैरह है वो बहुत अच्छी बात है जो हम EME में आए, और आगे भी ऐसे मतलब अच्छे करेंगे। 25% में आना चाहेंगे।
आप कहाँ से हो? नाम क्या है?
मुंबई, महाराष्ट्र। आई एम अग्निवीर पाटिल समीर निंगप्पा।
अच्छा, पहली बार यहाँ पे वेपन पकड़ने का मौका मिला। आप कहाँ से हैं? क्या लगा? कैसे दिमाग में क्या लगा?
मैडम, हमारा बचपन से सपना था कि हम सोल्जर बने, तो यहाँ पे पहली बार वेपन पकड़ा तो लगा कि हमारा सपना पूरा हो गया है। बाकी मैं राजस्थान अजमेर से हूँ, अग्निवीर अमर।
और पहले दिन से ही शायद स्केड्यूल ऐसा ही रहा और आगे भी और टफ ही होने वाला है। उसके लिए आपको लगता है कि आपकी मेंटली तैयारी है?
जी, मेंटली बिल्कुल तैयार है। हमारा बचपन से सपना था तो हमने बचपन से तैयारी इसी तरीके से की है, और बाकी फिजिकली तो हम पहले से तैयार हैं।
तैयार थे? ओके। आप कहाँ से हो और आप क्या थॉट्स लेके आए अब यहाँ पे आके? कितने अभी तो आए हैं? हिंदी नहीं बोलते हैं? You can speak in English?
I am Agniveers from Manipur, and I can learn for 7 JSB, drill, weapon training, discipline.
Are you enjoying it or is it very tough?
I can do it.
Where are you from?
தமிழ்நாடு, கன்னியாகுமரி.
எப்படி இருக்கு ட்ரைனிங் எல்லாம்?
ட்ரெயின் பரவாயில்ல, விரும்பி தான் பண்ணுறேன்.
கஷ்டமா இல்லையா?
நம்ம விரும்பி பண்ணால் ஈஸியாக தான் இருக்கு.
ஆனா பிசிக்கல் ட்ரைனிங்கும் போது நம்ம மனசு ஒன்று கேக்குது, ஆனா உடம்பு வேற மாதிரி இருக்குது இல்லையா?
சின்ன வயசுலேருந்து ஃபிசிக்கலில் கொஞ்சம் இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் இருக்கு, அதனால பரவாயில்ல, கொஞ்சம் கஷ்டம் தான், ஆனால் விரும்பி பண்ணுறேன்.
ओके, व्हाट इज योर नेम? आप कहाँ से हो?
यूपी फॉर कवर।
और यहाँ आके कैसे लगा और क्या मन में क्या उम्मीदें थी? क्या उसके साथ ये मेल खा रहा है जो आपने सोचा था? ये
या मतलब ये हमारी एक्सपेक्टेशन से बियॉन्ड है। मतलब हमने सोचा था कि EME में आके एक नया एक्सपीरियंस मिला, तो एक्सपीरियंस तो मिला ही, बाकी यहाँ का जो एनवायरनमेंट मिला है ना वो तारीफ है, कुछ कर सकते हैं। बाकी यहाँ की और चीज़ें मुझे बढ़िया लगी हैं। स्पोर्ट्स मिल रहा है, स्पोर्ट में अगर कोई बंदा बढ़िया है तो उसको अलग से मिल रहा है कि आप स्पोर्ट में अच्छा कर सकते हैं। बाकी पीटी है, ड्रिल्स हैं, गेम्स वगैरह भी हैं। यहाँ की प्रैक्टिकल क्लासेस भी होती हैं थ्योरिकल के साथ ही। थ्योरिकल तो करा ही दिया है, वहाँ की प्रैक्टिकल दिया है, उसके साथ सेपरेट टाइम भी दे दिया है। शाम को आप पढ़ सकते हैं आराम से, स्टडी टाइम भी है। शेड्यूल इस टाइप से सेट है कि आपको हर टाइम मिल रहा है। आपको अपने लिए पर्सनल टाइम है, पर्सनल हाइजीन्स भी है, स्टडी टाइम भी है, ऑल गुड।
घर की याद आती है? आप कहाँ से हो?
గుర్తొస్తూ ఉంటుంది మ్యామ్, కానీ ఇక్కడ ఉన్న ఫ్రెండ్స్తో ఇంకా అలా అంతగా హోమ్ సిక్ అనిపించదు.
అనిపించదు. అండ్ రిగర్ కూడా బాగానే ఉందా?
బాగానే ఉంది మేడం అంతా ఇక్కడ.
ఎవ్రీడే యూ హ్యావ్ 10 hours of 10 classes అంటున్నారు కదా?
అవును మేడం, ఒక్కొక్క క్లాస్ అవుద్ది. మార్నింగే పీటీ అవుద్ది, పీటీ తర్వాత నెక్స్ట్ అంతా ఏం చదవాలి, ఎలా ఒక సోల్జర్ ఎలా ఉండాలనే క్లాసులు జరుగుతాయి మేడం. ఆఫ్టర్ లంచ్ వెపన్ ట్రైనింగ్ జరుగుతుంది మేడం. వెపన్ ఎలా కాల్చాలి, ఎలా పట్టుకోవాలి, ఎలా అనేది.
మీరు సినిమాల్లో అయితే చాలా చూసి ఉంటారు, అట్లాగే ఉందా ఇది?
చూసి ఆ ఇన్స్పిరేషన్ తో ఇక్కడ వచ్చాం మేడం.
ఇప్పుడు సినిమాలో మనము ఒక పాత్ర వహిస్తున్నాము, అంత పెద్ద ఒక విషయం చేస్తున్నాము అన్న ఫీలింగ్ ఉంది
మేడం. గన్ పట్టుకునేటప్పుడు ఆ ఫీలింగ్ వస్తుంది, ఈ డ్రెస్ వేసేటప్పుడు నుంచే వస్తుంది మేడం ఆ ఫీలింగ్. ప్రజెంట్ ఆ ఫీలింగ్ తోనే ఉన్నాం మేడం. నేను కూడా ఒక సోల్జర్.
These are Agniveers training, in fact, at the Electronics and Mechanical Engineering Center here in Sikandrabad. I have with me spokesperson from the Ministry of Defence, Bharat Bhushan Babu Garu, who's an ADG. There were several apprehensions when this, in fact, came up. This entire Agniveer exercise, when it started, there were many doubts that were raised. One of them being that if after 4 years, you are going to be dropping perhaps 75% of them, Army needs to be a cohesive unit, I would reckon. That competition between the people, is that something that concerns you?
Don't look at it as a dropping 75%. You see, as someone has just pointed out, what will happen to them after their retirement. So why are you saying that they are retiring at the age of 25? You see, they are joining at the age of 18, 19, 20, 21, and by the time they complete their stint with us, the Army, Navy and Air Force, they would hardly be 23, 24, 25. During these 4-5 years, what they are getting? Actually, they are being trained in certain traits, fighting capabilities, plus values, moral values and values about the national pride, how to live for the other person, how to, protect the other one. So when they go out, they are going to be a better individual. And compared to any other graduate or even 12th class or technically qualified, they have all the qualities, not just in terms of human value training, but also weapons and other core values by which a person should live. So what industry or the society, the economy needs and what they provide will be a perfect match. So we don't look at as, there is any competition or it is going to be anything that anyone needs to be worried about.
The age of induction, does it necessarily go down now? We say 17 and a half is the age at which they are coming in. Do they have the maturity to handle all the kind of stresses that this kind of rigorous training, because obviously you're kind of compressing the entire training in a shorter period of time?
It's a voluntary. There is no compulsion.
No, I'm saying they themselves, compressing the training itself, I'm saying. You have to pack in a lot because they are youngsters who you're putting through a lot of rigor, and you have obviously, had a selection process through which you can kind of, you have shortlisted them. But are they too young for it, or you find that it is a good enough age and it actually makes them, you have a younger army, so more fitter army?
What has been your experience in the last 1 hour or so? You have seen and met them. They are the most capable and loving, wonderful youth from all over the country. As Brigadier Suresh sir mentioned, this 7 months training is going to focus on what we are expecting them in the first 4-5 years of their service. So we don't see any extra stress. In fact, it is going to be fun for them and for the trainers. As he has been saying, last 2 years because of Corona, there has been very little activity here. So there is a lot of josh, not only among the youth who have come from all over the country, but also among the staff who are going to train them. So it's a wonderful atmosphere here. Don't have any apprehension.
So the program itself has been curated specifically to deal with the kind of Agniveers that we are having, Brigadier Suresh.
Yes, the program is a well-structured program, well thought of, outcome-oriented and optimum training-oriented syllabus, and accordingly the instructors have been trained. And secondly, their capability to fight a war during the basic military training and for the technical training thereafter is well thought of, and it will be a quantified outcome of the training, that I can assure you. Thank you.
And many of those youngsters that we interacted with, they in fact told us that so many in our village wanted, only few of us got selected. In fact, there is a lot of demand in that sense to want to come and serve in the Indian Army.
That is the vibes you are also getting, I am also getting. As a commandant or the training center is concerned, it is a honor to receive these boys for the Agniveers. And you can see just 1 week, I'm telling you, it's just 7 days are over. And if you come to us after about 4 months or so, you can see how they will be. And I am sure we will deliver, and I will deliver a soldier and fighting fit to win the war.
Outdoor musketry training here happening at the Electronics and Mechanical Engineering Training Camp, in fact. And I have with me the Commandant, Brigadier Suresh. What is the significance of something like this? You're doing outdoor training for these Agniveers who have just about come in, very young people, 17 and a half to 21 years.
It is very, the young boys are treated to undertake the weapon training as an Agniveer is concerned. If you could just look towards your back, there is a weapon training squad post is there. And that squad post consists of the sitting arrangement, and an instructor is there to teach them. So that training post may be having a capacity of making about 30 odd people sitting there. Then he will show how the handling is to be done. Then limited space being there, you have few people undergo for the weapon training, whatever is being taught. Thereafter, he graduates. We wanted them to graduate to have a complete feel before he go for the firing. Based on that, we have made this outdoor weapon training area where you can have a look, that's it. And it consists of 3 components. One is the place where you have a facility being created so that 60 to 80 people can sit back, then refresh what they have been trained before in the court spot. Then they come here. All the Agniveers training will have a practical experience in as per the instructors, and each and every individual is given adequate training in this particular.
They are not holding a real weapon only.
Absolutely. Thereafter, once the positions are being clear, then when they go before they go the firing, you can look towards my front. There, they will undergo the next step. The same people will move to the other side, where how they are going to undertake the different firing positions that you can say in a lying position within trench, and how the aiming and other things to hit the enemy only using one bullet. That is being trained here. And similarly, the second level also the similar training is happening.
इस प्रकार से कॉक करो, ओके, इसको प्रेस करो, ठीक है। ऊपर ऊपर ऊपर, नंबर 4 ठीक, नंबर 5 ठीक, नंबर 6 ठीक, नंबर 7 ठीक, नंबर राइफल 8 नंबर ठीक, जोर से दोबारा ठीक, श्रीमान दोबारा जोर से चेक, नंबर 4 राइफल 2 ठीक, राइफल 3 ठीक, नंबर 4 ठीक, नंबर 5 स्टैंडिंग इन फायर ट्रंच अनसपोर्टेड, ओके। आपको थोड़ी सी मूवमेंट करती है लेफ्ट से राइट की तरफ घूमती है, जिससे आपका तो इस हथियार को आपको हैंडलिंग करने के लिए आपकी इसकी मजबूत पकड़ और दुरुस्त सीज और सही ट्रिगर ऑपरेशन, मतलब होल्डिंग, एमिंग एंड ट्रिगरिंग सही प्रकार से आना चाहिए, ओके। इसको ट्रिगर को प्रेस करने का तरीका मैं आपको हथियार के ऊपर दूंगा। सबसे पहले हथियार को जब आप कॉक करते हो तो कॉक आप झटके के साथ करोगे, मतलब इसको झटके के साथ करना है, ठीक है। ये आपकी हथियार का कॉकिंग हैंडल को पीछे लाके ऐसे साथ में नहीं करना, ऐसे करके इसके साथ ऐसे करके नहीं करना, इसको पीछे लाके छोड़ देना है। ओके, आपका इंडेक्स फिंगर ट्रिगर गार्ड से बाहर रहेगी, कभी भी ट्रिगर के ऊपर नहीं रहेगा। थर्ड, फायरिंग हमेशा इंडेक्स फिंगर के मिडिल पोर्शन से, कौन सा मिडिल, इससे किया जाता है। ओके, ट्रिगर को प्रेस करने का तरीका, ट्रिगर की 2 पुलाव होती है। कितनी पुलाव है? 2 पुलाव है। फर्स्ट पुलाव 1.8 kg प्रेशर तेज करते हैं, सेकंड पुलाव 2.1 kg। ओके, फर्स्ट पुलाव को पहले हासिल करना है, देन सेकंड पुलाव को आपको प्रेस करना है। फायरिंग करते टाइम सांस को 2 सेकंड के लिए रोके। कितने सेकंड? 2 सेकंड के लिए रोके और उसी टाइम ट्रिगर को ऑपरेट करें। ओके, क्लियर? Clear?
You've actually done an innovation here that has come with the Agniveers training itself.
Absolutely, ma'am. This is with the help of the Indian Army Art Track projects approved by the Chief of Army Staff. It is taken from the Army Headquarters Art Track as a project, and so-called we call it as MOLTI. And this project is just conceived about a month back, where the training centers do not have a dedicated firing range. When the firing range is available within the training center, that opportunity of utilizing that firing range is well utilized for this training. Here, since one EMI center is not having a dedicated firing range, to augment that particular issue, this project has been conceived, where all the Agniveers before going to the firing range will undergo all the drills, namely squad post, then this integrated weapon training area, then various positions, then how to aim. Thereafter they move to the simulator room, where they will undergo the simulation training. Once he is through with that, then his schedule is automatically coming to a level where he will go for the firing range. So the aim is that when he go for the firing range, he is absolutely clear in why to handle, hold, aim and complete trigger operation. And thereafter you can fire. That is the complete use of this facility.
So this entire module has been designed in such a way, because the time of exposure of these Agniveers to training, the engagement is actually limited, and very soon they have to be battle ready.
I am coming to that. I told you in the beginning that it's a tailor-made, optimum and output-oriented training program is being designed by the Indian Army. In that, the weapon training is given more emphasis in terms of increase in periods, the PT, drill and all aspects of a soldier in making. So we wanted to utilize that particular period effectively across the Agniveers, because in the days to come we will be handling it more number of Agniveers. So
and suddenly the stress is going to be very high. I mean, these young boys were all in their villages, away from their family, and suddenly the stress is very high because you're putting them through a very rigorous process.
There is adequate measures have been taken by the Indian Army in terms of, if at all there is a physical stress is there, then the provision of the physiotherapist, sports medicine specialist, and we have been identified the equipments worth of 30 lakhs rupees for establishing a physiotherapy center near to my centers across the Indian Army centers. So that portion is taken care of. You can see hardly 1 week trained this thing, and how they are jumping and this thing, and you can see how enthusiastic they are handling the weapon, and this is the product of the training they undergone in last 1 week in this facility.
Just 1 week has made all this difference. So enthusiastic young men who are being in fact trained to become fit for the army, battle ready, just within this period of 31 weeks. That is in fact the higher end, I guess. 24 weeks to 31 weeks is what we are talking about, and that's what the Indian Army is targeting to do, and that's why the design of the course has been moderated in such a manner. So that's the kind of ethos that perhaps that guides many of these youngsters who come with lots of dreams in their eyes, thinking perhaps that they are going to achieve something beyond what their life would have otherwise given them in their villages and in their towns and cities from where they arrive here. Now ready for the training of 31 weeks, 10 weeks of the basic training, after which the rest of it will be as specialization. In Hyderabad with camera person Nagraju, Sudhir, NDTV.